What if you woke up one morning and realized you weren't Harry Potter, you were Draco Malfoy? Not in the middle of the story, not during the war. You wake up as Draco on the very first day of year one, with full knowledge of everything that's about to happen. At first, it sounds incredible. You're rich, pure blood, connected to some of the most influential families in the wizarding world. But then reality hits. You know exactly where this path leads. You know your father will eventually serve Voldemort openly. You know your family will become trapped between fear and loyalty, and worst of all, you know a war is coming. The original Draco enters Hogwarts believing almost everything his parents taught him. He mocks Muggleborns, looks down on other students, and immediately turns Harry Potter into an enemy. But now everything changes. The first thing you do is obvious. Don't insult Harry Potter on the Hogwarts Express. That single conversation could completely alter the next 7 years. Harry disliked Draco almost instantly because Draco reminded him of Dudley and openly insulted Ron. Remove that moment, and while Harry probably doesn't become Draco's best friend, he also doesn't become his rival. And that creates a fascinating ripple effect. Without the constant feud, Draco spends less time obsessing over Harry and more time building genuine relationships. He still ends up in Slytherin because the Sorting Hat considers ambition and resourcefulness important traits, but he no longer feels pressured to prove himself through cruelty. Then comes the real challenge, the Chamber of Secrets, Sirius Black's escape, the return of Voldemort. You know all of it is coming. Would you try warning Dumbledore? Maybe, but there's a problem. How do you explain knowledge of future events without sounding completely insane? Instead, you might focus on smaller changes, quietly helping students, staying away from dangerous situations, paying attention to suspicious behavior. Every tiny action slightly nudges history in a different direction. But eventually, the story reaches its most dangerous point, Voldemort's return. This is where being Draco Malfoy becomes both a curse and an advantage. Unlike Harry, you have direct access to Death Eater circles through your family. You hear conversations others never would. You notice signs long before most of the wizarding world. Information becomes your greatest weapon. And then comes year 6. In canon, Draco is ordered to kill Dumbledore. The task nearly destroys him emotionally because deep down, he isn't a killer. But you already know what happens. You know Dumbledore is dying. You know Severus Snape has made an unbreakable vow. You know the entire plan. For the first time, you have a chance to prevent one of the most pivotal tragedies in the series, and that raises the biggest question of all. If you had 7 years of preparation, knowledge of the future, and the name Malfoy attached to you, could you stop Voldemort's rise entirely? Or would the weight of fate prove stronger than even knowing exactly what comes next? If you enjoyed this alternate timeline, make sure to subscribe to SpellHaven, because sometimes changing one character changes the entire wizarding world.